This is the tug of war between the head and the heart. The emperor in you wants to just take charge, be very practical, continue to do what you're doing perhaps because it pays the bills, it's a stable thing to do, it's the safe thing to do. But there is a huge part of you, which is this King of Cups, which keeps pulling at you, which keeps reminding you of the Six of Cups, that X thing that you were meant to do your entire life. But for whatever reason, you haven't been able to do it. And I would say that something happens. I'm seeing the Scorpio energy show up again, death, rebirth. There's something that happens in August that is asking you to confront your fears about closing out the cycle that you know at a soul level doesn't work for you in your money and career sector, and opening up a cycle that actually does. Hi Gemini, welcome to your money and career reading for the month of August 2023. I hope all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to take a look at your past, present and future energies when it comes to work. Let's see what messages your spirit team and the universe has for you. So stick with me till the end. We'll also get you a few guidance cards towards the end. Okay, I'm seeing the card Temperance show up. So something about healing, something about divine timing. Everything happens in the right timing is what I'm hearing. Gemini, but okay, let's check in on your recent past. 3 cards please for Gemini's recent past when it comes to money and career. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, what are you holding on to? Strength. And one more, we got the Hermit. The 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel, I don't know, because, you know, in this, I don't always get that from this card, but, you know, she's actually submerged underwater on this card, the 9 of Cups. And water in the tarot is always a signifier of emotions. So I think somebody's emotions have been running quite deep, but you've been holding back on expressing them. I have a feeling that Gemini, because you are an air sign, right? So for you, thoughts, cognition, anything practical, cognitive is like your default space. It's like your comfort zone. But I think emotions, dissecting those emotions, understanding why they're coming up to the surface, or should you let them come up to the surface or not. I think some of you have been feeling a little bit alone in this very deep emotional process that you're going through. And I'm really sorry if that's your story, but I think that's why the Temperance card came out as the first card before I'd even asked the question to the deck. So there's a message here for you that everything will work out in the way that it's supposed to in divine timing. Because, you know, this card is all about the duality of the light and the dark, of turning challenging situations into learning lessons or into great experiences. And then I'm seeing the Strength card and the Hermit. So 8 and the 9. So I think you go from, I don't know, some of you are feeling a little bit lonely or left out from the crowd. It's almost like, hey, I wasn't invited to the party. That is so specific. I don't know. Maybe you're not really connecting with people at work. And even though you might be, let's say you're working in a job, in a company, there are lots of people that work with you, but you're not connecting with the tribe. You haven't been able to find your tribe when it comes to your money and career sector right now, Gemini. That's what I'm seeing. I think you feel a little bit lonely. You feel a little bit alone in your quest for what is it that you're trying to build in your money and career sector. But you seem to be holding on pretty tight to something. So I want to see what this is. What are you holding on to? It could be that you're also trying to save. Some of you are really trying to come up with a plan, strategize, because there is something that you want to do. And I think you need more money for that. And therefore you're holding on to the money that you're making right now. Maybe could be that some of you want to leave a job and start a business of your own. So therefore you're being very, very particular about how much money you spend every month and how much you can save. Let's look at the 4 of Pentacles. What is Gemini holding on to? The Knight of Swords. Okay. What else? The Knight of Wands. Okay, the 2 fastest knights of the tarot are out in your spread. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. And then the card about slow down, you know, evaluate, contemplate, the 7 of Pentacles. So I think you're caught up between, should I charge forward or should I take a step back and think about this? And I think some of you are getting a little bit sad or depressed about the fact that you cannot act as fast as you would like to. That's one message that I'm getting. So therefore you're trying to be very strong about this whole process, but your patience is running out. It's wearing thin now. Ten of Cups, something to do with, I think maybe you have a lot of family responsibilities and you feel a little bit burdened by that also. Okay, so what's coming in? Let's look at present energies towards the first few weeks of August. What is the energy around Gemini for their money and career sector? 3 cards, please. You have the King of Cups, Scorpio energy. You have the Emperor, like it, Aries, and the 6 of Cups, okay. And the Ace of Pentacles. There is an idea or something that you've been wanting to do from a very long period of time. Maybe this was like a childhood dream. Maybe you always wanted to do this. Like, you know, when we're kids, we're like, oh, this is what I want to be when I grow up. Maybe this was like this is what I want to be when I grow up. But I have a feeling that you let your, I get it now. Thank you, Spirit Team. You let your cerebral, cognitive, practical nature take over your emotions associated with this dream. So I'm connecting with the Gemini energy where you know this is like your life path. This, whatever this is, obviously it's a general reading, so it'll resonate differently with all of you. But I think there's something that you know deep down is your soul contract for this lifetime, is what I'm hearing. Like, you were put on this planet in this lifetime to do X, okay? So this is your X. But what has happened, and that's why, you know, in the recent past, you were showing me those difficult emotions. And remember, I was saying that in the 9 of Cups, okay, I think it's back in the deck, so I can't show it to you, but the 9 of Cups, she was underwater. And I was saying you're trying to be very strong and trying to like push the emotion down. It is going to confront you this month, Gemini. This is that tug of war between the head and the heart. This is the tug of war between the head and the heart. The Emperor in you wants to just take charge, be very practical, continue to do what you're doing perhaps because it pays the bills, it's a stable thing to do, it's the safe thing to do. But there is a huge part of you, which is this King of Cups, which keeps pulling at you, which keeps reminding you of the 6 of Cups, that X thing that you were meant to do your entire life. But for whatever reason, you haven't been able to do it. And I would say that something happens. I'm seeing the Scorpio energy show up again, death, rebirth. There's something that happens in August that is asking you to confront your fears about closing out the cycle that you know at a soul level doesn't work for you in your money and career sector, and opening up a cycle that actually does. Let me see what's underneath the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. You've been confused about this path, whether you should do it. Should I not? 6 of Pentacles, because money's on your mind. You have some fears around. I think it stirs up some uncomfortable emotions in you, Gemini. So one tip I could give you, or I think one thing that could help you in the month of August, is to really sit with your emotions. Maybe if you journal, if you meditate, if you pray, whatever your modality is, try and just examine the emotions that are coming up to the surface and try to like maybe free flow write as to what you think is the reason why this emotion is showing up for you. And you'd be surprised sometimes the stuff that we end up writing, right? You would be like, oh my God, I had no idea that was still on my mind, or that was still bothering me. So try and like really get in touch with your emotions, is what I'm hearing your spirit team say. I don't know, a very specific message. Maybe some of you want to work with pets or want to work with animals, and that's like your big idea. Okay, let me see. I feel like, we're not quite done with these energies. We need to go a little bit deeper on the Emperor, because I could also be a father figure. So the Emperor stands for a father figure. So maybe your heart wants to do X, but you're a little bit worried how it's going to be received. I don't know. Getting lots of specific messages today. Let's just look at the Emperor. The Tower. A shake-up, a glitch in the matrix, 3 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. So the Lovers, that's your energy showing up. So you're showing up very strong in your own reading, Gemini, which is always a good sign. Look, I think there is this idea in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, that you know is like your soul purpose in this lifetime. I think a lot of Geminis watching will resonate with this. Like, you know what this is for you. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of you are not working in this space right now, and you want to smash the tower of where you're currently at and build something that really makes sense to you, that is connected to your soul path. but I think you're a little bit hesitant. So August is going to test you. August is going to ask you to reevaluate, reconsider, take a look at whether this can be done or not. Can you come up with a realistic plan? Because sometimes, we get overwhelmed with the idea of this much change, but the minute we put a plan towards it, or we talk to people who maybe have done something similar, it becomes a lot more digestible. Okay, so let's look at energies of the near future. So you'll start to feel these energies towards the end of August, maybe even early September. Show us energies of the near future when it comes to Gemini's money and career sector, please. 3 cards, please. So we have the moon. We have some significant lunar cycle dates this month. We've got, of course, the full moon on August 1, the new moon August 16th, another full moon August 30th. So you might want to read up a little bit about the lunar cycles. I feel I've been getting that message for a lot of the signs. The moon basically is all about emotion, right? This is our feminine. This is our divine feminine sort of represented in our emotions and our feelings. Confronting your feelings this month. And when I say confront, I mean like examining them and understanding why this is showing up for you. What is the message that Spirit is trying to bring in with this emotion, right? Because this emotion is like a signal, it's a sign for something for you to go deeper and examine further on. The world is at the bottom of the deck. There's a cycle that needs to be closed out, Gemini, and I think you have fears associated with it, like you're not seeing something clearly. So there are a lot of illusions around this this dream of yours, this Ace of Cups that is connected to your past, to the Six of Cups. And one part of you just wants to jump right in and, just like sink into it and like just see whatever happens, I'll handle it. One part of you really wants to do that. But then I think a huge part of you is like this Emperor that wants to keep feelings at bay, that wants to be very practical, very logical, all of that. Show me some more on the future energies. You've got the Judgment card and the Eight of Cups. Okay, I do. This is good. I think a lot of Geminis in the month of August, early September will end up taking that big decision and decide to walk away from something that has simply stopped working for them. And I think some others will still maybe just contemplate this decision of whether we want to walk away or not. And if so, come up with a plan as to how, because obviously life resets and life pivots are not that simple. Like you need to come up with, especially, if you have people who are dependent on you, you support them financially, emotionally, mentally, all of that. So, I think a lot of you are thinking through all the pros and cons, coming up with a very clear list of, okay, if I need to do this needs to come into place. But I have a feeling that this is really tied to something maybe that you've also tried to do before in the past, because Judgment can also mean that something is coming back again for another cycle. We have the Two of Cups. So you and your higher self really want to come together in the month of August. And I love that for you, Gemini. I think if Eight of Pentacles, I really think that you could use this energy to do a lot more self-awareness work, like really find out what has held you back all these years on really pursuing this opportunity. Number 2, I think it can also help you get closer to the emotional side of your life, to the emotions in you. Maybe some of you have just been running in that Emperor mode for like years, for decades, and now the emotions are really trying to come to the surface. We started your reading with that when I showed you that Nine of Cups, that woman submerged in water. And again, we are closing your reading on a woman submerged in water. Okay, this is a month to go deep. This is a month to go all in, introspect, like everything is fair game. This is a good month to journal, make some notes, and just like when thoughts come up, when emotions come up, make a little note of why this is surfacing for you. How might you be able to deal with it, or what is it trying to show you, basically, Gemini? Okay, I'm going to get a few clarifiers on the moon. Show me more on the moon. The Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So something related to family as well. Maybe your home, family, home, and money associated with that. So maybe if you have to pivot and really work in your, that X project that your soul is tied up to, it means that you might need to upset the stability of your family. And also the financial stability for your family. So you're obviously a little bit worried and scared about that. Let's get you some guidance, Gemini, because I feel like you could benefit from just some advice from your spirit team. So what advice do you have for Gemini at this time? What advice do you have for Gemini at this time? How might they manifest more abundance in their money and career sector? You've got the moon. Now, this is the third time the moon is showing up in your reading. Okay, let's go one more. The Seven of Wands. I feel like the messages are repeating now. The Magician. Okay, you're manifesting something. You're manifesting. I think some of you have a big dream that you want to realize in your money and career sector. But what Spirit is saying is you keep pushing away the emotions, though, attached to this big dream. And they're saying the time has come to look at the emotion in the eye and be like, hey, let's talk. Let's have a chat. Show me, why are you here? What's being surfaced? How can we confront this? And I feel that the minute you start to do that, you will start to get evidence, you'll start to get signs, you'll get proof that your manifestation is coming to life. I love this for you, Gemini. I'm going to close out your reading with an oracle card. But I think if there's one word that has been all over your spread for this month, it is emotion. It is to work with your heart. It's to talk to your heart. It's to have a conversation with it and see what is it trying to tell you. What has it been trying to tell you for the last many, many years? I feel for some of you, you've been running on empty. You've been running like an emperor, just being super practical, but like really shutting down your heart and soul. It's time to look at that. New beginnings. There you go. And that's when your brand new beginning comes in. You're manifesting this. You're manifesting a brand new path for your money and career sector. I do see it coming in with this beautiful card. Going forward at the bottom of the deck, you are making progress. You are definitely making progress, Gemini, and I'm so happy for you. Let me know in the comment section how this resonated. And if this video helped, please do hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye-bye.